Hi everyone, this is Catherine from Buggalena. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about Feltie designs. Feltie embroidery designs are small embroidery designs that can be used in so many ways. You can use them on badge reels, you can glue them on ribbon covered alligator clips, you can use them as bow centers. I mean, the possibilities are endless. In the Buggalena group I do have a PDF document that you can download or look at, and that has a bunch of ideas for felties. Anyway, today we're going to do an oversized feltie. What I typically do is hoop a tearaway stabilizer, and this is nice and tight. If you were to tap on it, it'll sound sort of like a drum. I like to use a tearaway that's 1.8 ounces, so it's like a medium weight. If my feltie has a lot of fill in it, I'll typically take a little extra piece of stabilizer, just quickly little spray on my hoop, put the extra little piece of tearaway down. Doesn't have to be pretty, it's going underneath, and hoop that way. I also like to use spray on top before I lay down my felt. Okay, so I have put a little bit of spray in my hoop, and I cut a piece of felt. This was half of a sheet of 9 by 12, so I cut that in half, and then I just lay a piece down. Other options are to use a basting stitch or nothing at all. Some people swear they never have to use spray or basting stitch, that their machine keeps it in place. I'm not that lucky. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring this over to my machine and put my hoop in. Okay, I brought my hoop over to my machine and put it on. I have loaded my design, and I know we have some glare going on. I do not typically use placement stitches for felties. I was a feltie maker first before I began digitizing, and I always skipped them, so then when I started designing I never used them, and at this point I feel like it's kind of just too late for me to start putting a placement stitch down. So I've loaded it. I've picked my, I haven't picked my colors yet. Instead of pink, I want to use red for her bow, and then I'm going to add a stop so I can add my bottom layer of felt. So I'm going to go ahead and get this machine started, and it's telling me I need a larger embroidery frame, in which case really sometimes you just forget to tighten down your knobs, and once I tighten them, then it should work. There we go. So it's going to start out stitching. In this case we're doing the oversized mini bow feltie, so I'm going to start stitching the bow. Okay, the bow has just finished stitching, so at this point there's only one step left, and what we want to do is add our back fabric. We can take the hoop off, lay down a piece of felt underneath the hoop and tape it, or you could add a little spray and lay your felt that way. I'm actually going to just grab my felt and hold it under my hoop. I forgot it over here, so I'm going to go grab it real quick. So I'm just going to slide my piece of felt under my hoop, and my hand just kept touching the bobbin thread opening, and push start. So this oversized feltie is actually done. We can remove the hoop. Okay, not as easy doing this one-handed. Okay, so I've removed it from my hoop, and as you see on the back, all you see is the outline of the design and a few places where I have to trim where my thread's tied off. Hope you can see it's really pretty. It looks perfect. I'm going to go ahead and take that out of my hoop. I better put this down for a sec. Okay, I just took it out of my hoop. Hoop's right here. A lot of people like to take the tearaway stabilizer and try to tear it out as close as you can to the design. I don't really find it that necessary because when I go to trim, I hold my scissors slightly outward and undercut. I wanted to also mention before I forget, felties have always typically been made of felt, but now since the popularity of vinyls, you can also make your felties out of vinyl. You can also use reinforced cotton fabrics. You can also iron on vinyl on top of cotton and make a false vinyl. So their possibilities are endless. I'm going to sit down and start cutting this one out. I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I cut the bulk of the excess felt and stabilizer off. So now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to pretend there's an outline around my stitching and try to stay on that outline as evenly as possible and cut my ears out. Okay, I just cut my mini ears out. If you have extra little fuzzies around the edges, you can take a lighter or another type of heat tool device and very quickly just lightly go over the all around the edges, and it'll clean up any extra little fuzzies on your felt and make it look even nicer yet. So that is a feltie. If you have any questions about felties, please ask them in our Buggalena Facebook group. Many of us are so happy to help and enjoy helping very much. Thank you so much for watching.